Hello. In this video, we're going to create Tailwind Playground in Tailwind Playground. Let's get started. First, we get the top bar. The share button looks different. It doesn't need to be absolute, so let's fix that. After that, we have the code editor on the left part. It has its own tab bar and then the line numbers on the left. Let's handle the navigation bar first. This needs to have 50% width because we have the render on the right side. We can keep it as it is right now. It doesn't meet these right and bottom values. Let's get the line numbers. We can just get one of them. It will be enough. So let's make this a fixed element again, and make its left 0 so it's aligned on the left side. It will have a full height because it goes all the way to the bottom. Let's give it a top value so it doesn't go over the elements that we have on the top. It doesn't need 50% width because it will only hold the line numbers. This seems to be the right value. Now we need to set the 1 inside that shows a line number. This doesn't need to be an absolute element. 1 is shown, but it just needs to be shifted to the left a little. We can add padding for that. A little more, perfect. So the div inside we have right now shows the line numbers. We have 1 now, we can copy it as much as we want to add the other line numbers. And after that, we have the actual code part. So let's just grab up an empty line so we get the color values. Let's make this fixed as well, and it will have a full height. Add the same top value, because we still want to go over the elements at the top. It will have 50% width just as before, but because we have the left value, it's shifted, so let's make it a 0 and give it a Z index so it doesn't go over the numbers on the left side. This is where we will add our code. It just needs to be shifted a little, since we have the line numbers on the left. There we go. So let's grab an empty line, because we're going to put the line in our IDE inside the render version. Let's just put a line here so we can copy it. This is the line that we're going to add. So this doesn't need these top bottom values. It will need to be shifted just like the one above, but maybe we can handle it with adding padding to the parent div. Okay, that's better. Just need to fix the space after class. Let's put some new lines here so it's easier to see where we need to add the classes and the code. So this code is where we will write the code and it will be rendered inside the renderer in the rendered version of Tailwind Playground. So after that, we have the generated CSS bar and the copy buttons at the bottom. The renderer will come after. That's where we will add the stuff that we're going to actually render, which is just the code, the div that we're showing right now. So let's handle the copy button and the generated CSS first, and then you will get to the renderer. Let's get the copy button. Let's make this a fixed element as well. It doesn't need these values for now. Let's fix it to the bottom. Just keep in mind that we will add the generated CSS thing at the bottom after, so we will give it a bottom value so it's above that. It needs the index of 50 because it will be above everything else. Let's set a custom value here so we can get it right. This seems nice. Okay, let's add some bottom values. That's too much. Okay, this seems right. We can change it later. And then we need to get the generated CSS thing at the bottom, which will be under the copy button. This one's easy to add because it will be a fixed element. Oh, I had a typo there. This will be a fixed element and it will stay at the bottom. So we can just make it fixed and fix it to the bottom. This one's easy to add on that flags fixed. Let's give it a bottom 0. It will have 50% width. just like the other elements we did. Perfect. So now, the left part of the Tailwind Playground is complete. We need to add the rendered code now. This is not the place to add. Yeah, so let's add render here just below the IDE part. It needs to have a left of 50% because we have the editor on the left. So whatever we write here will be rendered. And we want to render what we're showing in the code editor in the rendered version. So we can change any classes here, and the changes we make here will be reflected on the rendered version. But for that, let's put it in a span so we can actually add the classes. Nice. So we're running Tailwind Playground inside Tailwind Playground right now. Let's add the new line numbers because we have a new line now. We can add more classes. We can basically run any Tailwind class that we want and it will work. We can change the background color, add any other Tailwind class, and it will be rendered on the right side. We can make it more complicated. Essentially what we have in the IDE part of the rendered version on the right will be rendered again. So we are free to make any code changes. Let's make it yellow and it will change again, or add any other Tailwind class and it will be rendered as you would expect. Let's put some padding. Perfect. So we have Tailwind Playground in Tailwind Playground, fully working, rendering the code that we provide to it. Let's fix the copy button. And we're done. We have fewer than 100 lines of code and a perfectly working playground. That's it. We're done.